She Nelson Allen yin she. This lana yin. This lana nishle. Ashin he. Donnet. I'm sorry. Ashin he bashichin. Tachini dashiche. Tapan dashanala. Which translates to, um, I'm sorry, I'm getting this kind of wrong, but super nervous. My clans are many goats and Ashin, which is salt people. I'm born from my father. I'd like to start off by thanking the Banjo Billy and the Mary Jo West Foundations for giving me these scholarships, to fund my educational journey. So Mary Jo West and Banjo Billy. Sorry, like I said, I'm super nervous. You have no idea how honored I am and happy to be up here to receiving these scholarships. My academic journey has been a real challenge. My first semester, I worked 2 jobs. My first full-time job, I work at Planet Dodge Jeep Chrysler, whatever you want to call it. My second job, I was a delivery driver for the Golden Dragon. A lot of people ask me my first semester, after my first semester, and throughout the summer, how did you do it, Nelson? Honestly, I don't remember how I did it. I was half asleep most of the time. I was always at Klein Library studying and just trying to get further. I had no idea a lot of opportunities would come my way. I'd like to thank my trio advisors. I hope they are here, Kim Shaw and Lola Martinez, for pushing me to write for these essays for these scholarships. I never thought in my life I would be awarded 2 scholarships. My journey started like most journeys start, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Just kidding. 10 years ago, I attended the Art Institute of Phoenix for filmmaking and video production. I was young and naive at the time, and I made so many mistakes and hung out with the wrong crowd. After dropping out, I spent most of my 20s just working. I lost a really good friend of mine to suicide. His name was Jarek Begay, and he was our student body president. Jarek and I grew up 7th through 8th grade until I moved here to Flagstaff. I kind of lost myself in my 20s. I fell to alcoholism, and I fell into a deep depression. I made unhealthy choices throughout my 20s, and I lost everything. I finally sought treatment for issues. I got to the point where I just needed to stop. Even with all that advice and therapy, I was still afraid to take the leap. In 2021, my life would take another turn. My cousin's sister Janice passed away from COVID, and my girlfriend of 9 years left me 2 days later. And for the very first time in my life, my eyes were open, and I realized I was lost. There were no winds in my sail, and the 2 people that I relied on for advice and guidance were gone. My mom and family needed me and someone to keep afloat. My mom was super close to Janice, and she loved Courtney. So she kind of felt like she was dumped and lost as well. After a year of sitting in my self-pity, depression, I made a trip to go to Durango, Colorado with an old friend of mine from high school. I left at 2 o'clock in the morning, on the morning of an eclipse. And to my Navajos natives out there, I was kicking myself. I totally forgot. As soon as I reached Albuquerque, we left for Durango, Colorado. The whole trip was just reminiscing, catching up. Sorry. Taking this trip, I was super terrified. I was going somewhere I'd never been. I never really left Arizona. We explored Durango, and we finally saw a flyer to drive the $1 Million Highway, which we did. And it was just a whole new world to me. After hiking Box Canyon Springs, I stood by the stream and ignored the warning signs as I took water from the stream, blessed myself with it, and asked for wisdom and guidance. The very next day, I drove home back to Flagstaff. It felt different. The weight of grief and anger that was looming over me felt lighter. I would tell myself, part of me stayed up there. The old me stayed up there. I felt like he just wanted to stay up in those mountains. I don't remember when this happened, but it was shortly after my trip. My dad came to me in a dream. I can smell the cologne off his body. I could feel his warm hand brushing the tears off my face. In the dream, we were supposed to go fishing. He told me, you don't have to. Sorry. In my dream, he told me I don't have to hold on to this anymore. That it's time to become the man that I'm supposed to be and who I am supposed to become. I told him I couldn't do this without him. But he told me it's time. It's time to let go. After waking up, I felt the weight of this grief. The people I was holding on to that I lost, gone. I knew it was time to finish what I started 10 years ago. My first day of class, I was not only scared, but I had this sense of false identity, like I didn't belong here. After talking with my best friend and my mom, I was given the advice that I was only given, and I heard it like a million times. You made it this far. What's wrong with going a little further? And the further I went, Professors Maggie Martinez and Kimberly Batty Herbert woke something up inside of me that was asleep for a very long time. My passion for writing, for speaking, and to learn. My tree advisors, Kim Shaw and Lola Martinez, encouraged me to write essays. I'm sorry. My path became very clear. I wanted to become a cameraman field correspondent at first, but after reading and writing about events around the world and writing essays and doing public speaking presentations about them, it became very clear I wanted to become a journalist and a reporter. I wanted to travel the world and tell stories and inform people not just about what's going on in the world, but the small stories that have big impacts. Stories of a man or a woman who went against all odds to get where they are. Stories of hope and happiness that will inspire people that no matter how bad things are in this world, there is still beauty and a silver lining. In closing, I want to thank you again to the Billy Banjo Foundation and the Mary Jo West Foundation for awarding me these scholarships that help pay for my education and seeing my potential. I want to thank the hardworking professors who come here every day to teach us and guide us, to the advisors who help pave a path for us. I also want to thank my bosses, Scott and Connie Ball, for letting me work a full-time job and go to school full-time, no matter how tiring it is. It's such a joy to be here. To the friends and family who've given me so much support, my best friends Chad, Frank, and Ashley Powell, who couldn't be here today. But above all, I want to thank the woman who raised me, my mom, Grace Allen, who keeps reminding me every day to keep going, keep moving forward. So if you ask me now, where do you see me in 10 years? I can't tell you where I see myself in 10 years. But ask me again in 10 years, and I'll tell you about the stories of my successes and my losses, and about how I got here. Thank you very much.